So I'm going to give you guys a little garden tour. These are our hedge with our neighbors, and they are blueberries. And we just got some huckleberries, and over here we just put in some boysenberries. Over that direction we have some roses and a wisteria, and we have hydrangea there, but this is mostly a food-bearing walkthrough. This is our bay tree. It's very tall. It does have a couple of bay berries on it this year. But yeah, we just dry this for bay. Don't need to buy any. And we have several Asian pear trees. This is a tiny, right now, plum tree. It just started fruiting this year. The fruits were like a yellow color and very, very sweet. I didn't even know we had a plum tree, but there you go. This sad, scrawny little guy is a peach tree, but he kept getting leaf curl, so we had to trim him down, and hopefully the disease will be gone. We didn't want it getting up into the pears. This is our fig tree. If the sun stops being crazy, you can see some of our figs. They're almost ripe. It's a very big fig tree. We have kiwis. They're mini kiwis. They're almost ripe this time of year. We also have a bunch of herbs scattered throughout the yard. And we had a ton of blackberries, but we had to cut them back because their season is over. We have strawberries. And we did have a bunch of squash and cucumber. We had 3 different kinds of squash. Yellow squash, zucchini, patapan squash, and we had lemon cucumbers and normal plain cucumbers, which I pickled. But the cucumbers and the squash are all done for the year, so you can't see them. This is the tomato jungle. Okay, so, and our giant rosemary bush. So we have several types of tomatoes. These are teeny baby cherry tomatoes. Here's some bigger cherry tomatoes. The sun is driving me crazy right now. Got some of our bigger boys back there. Some pear type ones. These ones are a little bit bigger. Some heirloom tomatoes. These guys are really cute because when they are ripe, let's see if I can get one. They turn purple in the sun. And so when they're ripe, their little blossom end leaves a star behind where the sun wasn't hitting, and I just think they're adorable. These 2 plants back here are tomatillos. We use them to make salsa and enchilada sauce. Another heirloom tomatoes. Our tomatoes have been going and going and going and going. Most of the tomato plants are dying right now, but there's still fruit on them. And just lots of different varieties of tomatoes. I need to come out and pick more. Doing lots of tomato sauce, canned tomato sauce and salsa. That is our grape. There are still some. They're teeny tiny grapes. There are still some on it. I've been eating those. We have lots of different basil growing right here, as well as our pepper plants. They are pretty much done producing for the most part. That's some fennel. That's one lone squash plant that's left. It's actually still making some zucchinis. More tomatoes. Making little baby zucchinis. And yet more tomatoes. My mother-in-law really, really loves tomatoes, and she gets like 40 different varieties. We also have a community garden plot where we have green beans of various different sorts, and more types of tomatoes, and more squash. It's where we grew a bunch of our squash. And more pepper plants, but these ones actually still have peppers on them.